These are all the real food ingredients that provide your body everything it needs to build size and muscle. Now, let's get it faster. Flex Food is 46 real food ingredients on demand for real muscle building meals and real results fast.
So next thing I want to talk about it. So we're getting so many comments on this podcast. Every time we post a picture of you, people are just going crazy. They're saying you in like greatest shape. How do you do this? They want to know how you do this.
Right, what's up everyone? Generation 9 fans, friends, and loyal watchers of Generation 9 podcast. Here we are, Edwin Mejia, Vlad Yudin, again for another episode. Let's do this, guys. What are the topics we have today?
So new year, man. How you feeling?
Feeling good.
How you feel about this year so far?
No, so far, so good. I mean, even if it starts a little bit bad, you hope it ends way better. So.
Yeah, I know, right?
How was the plunge?
Plunge was a lot of fun. You always keep seeing polar bears from the past years showing up. So but it was freaking 60.
It looked like if you wouldn't know, if you didn't see the date on it, it would look like it was like the middle of summer. So.
It felt like summer.
It's crazy, yeah.
Yes, it did. Until you looked in the water and you saw no one in there because
how cold was the water?
It was cold. It was cold. I think I was in there for about almost 3 minutes.
Wow.
And I think 2 more minutes, I won't be able to get out. That's why they have the police patrol on the boat there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because some people think they could swim and they can, but
it's dangerous.
Depends how far you go out. I say if you go out 50 yards, you most likely
colder.
won't come back.
Wow.
Do people get drunk?
Oh, man. I don't know. That's what it looked like, though.
That can be dangerous, you know what I mean?
That's why people, get confused.
Yeah, and they just
they
don't know where the shore is. They don't know.
Yeah, then they just don't know the limit, what their body can take. And being mashed by alcohol, I think it makes it fun, though.
We got a lot of cool topics to actually talk about on this one, but the first one I want to get into is Phil Heath. The Phil Heath topic. He made it seem like he might be coming back. He didn't specify when. I think he did an interview. And I think we're going to have a debate about this because I feel like the audience is split, you know what I mean, whether he should come back or not. I wanted to get your opinion. Should Phil Heath make a comeback?
I mean, I seen Phil, and I seen just him, during one of his posts, some of the workouts he does, and again, just looking at him, I mean, he could. He could, if he wanted to, he could. I think he could win, given how, the top guys this year weren't all polished. Mm-hmm. And Phil, I don't think he's missed any peak at any Olympia. Aside from his surgery, which again, that was so minor. I mean, serious surgery, but still, right. I mean, the effects where it distorted his body, I think it was so minor. I think Phil has it to come back. But the question is, like I told Edwin,
should he come back?
Should he come back?
Right. Should he come back?
Because he's 7-time Mr. Olympia. He's got a great record, and do you want to come back and risk that and give somebody another chance to beat you? But that's on him. That's on him. I mean, can he come back and do a Jay Cutler? And I think that will be even greater for him to come back and get the title. So I would say I'm for it. If Phil think he can do it, I believe he can do it.
I think he should come back as well. I think his legacy will certainly live on, even if he doesn't come back. But I think it's a huge risk. I think if he comes back and he gets beat by these guys.
But who can actually beat him though? That's the whole thing. Like who can? I mean,
Hadi could. Hadi looks amazing.
Hadi Chupon could beat him.
Derek looks great.
I mean, Hadi looks good, but you got to remember also Phil's muscle belly's in balance.
Right.
Hadi looks good, but put Phil next to put them next to each other.
Yeah, like if he pulls off like a Dexter Jackson comeback or something like that, right?
Yeah.
He could definitely throw the hammer down and just basically dominate. And
I guess
get
you know
paid.
how we had a question for one of the episodes because Masters Olympia is coming together, right? And everybody right now in the comments saying Victor should definitely do it. He
Man.
should come back. And what you said is it needs to be worth my time.
It has to, because Masters, come on, man. I mean, look,
It's not the same as regular, but the question is it worth Phil's time? Is it worth his time to make that comeback?
I mean, it's not like the Masters in golf or anything, where you're getting paid,
a whole different Masters.
1.5 million or 5 million, and you're getting all these contracts. Again, it's just, I believe, and I think, when it's something Masters, I think you should have more respect for it. Not just from.
But it's got to be worth the time.
Yeah, worth the time. The organizers got to respect that. They're going to treat us as great as the main Olympia, but it's always up in the air,
Probably not
because
as-
it has to have the respect, man. Because Masters, at the end of the day, is kind of like, you're done, but we're going to give you a chance to want to do this show and see how good you look. And
Exactly. But the question is, so I'm saying, but it needs to be worth the commitment.
It has to be
for
worth
Phil, is Phil, even if he doesn't win or if he wins, is it worth the commitment?
Well, he has a lot to go for it because look how much they're paying. What is it,
400,000.
over 400, and it's just a better chance, and he still looks great. I mean, Phil's only 40 years old, and
40 years old. Yeah, he's young.
yeah, he's young, man. So he has a much bigger, greater calling than Masters.
No,
Not
of
trying to
course.
knock it again, guys. It's just just weighing it out. Know?
I mean, I think if there's anybody that's going to come back and do something big or special, it's definitely Phil. I
Yes.
would be afraid of his comeback because
Right.
if I'm one of these guys already in the top 5, I'm like, oh shit, Phil's coming back, brings all that muscle mass definition. It's
Muscle
game
mass, the entertainment, then everybody's going to anticipate to watch this now. This is going to be big because he's already, he's been out 2, 3.
He last
already.
competed in 2020, so
Cool.
it's 2 years. He's been
Yeah,
out for
look
2
at 2 years.
And he took a year off after the loss, right?
Yeah.
19 he took off.
So it'll be 3 years by the time the next one. And
3 years,
so
Do you think in this Olympia, the last Olympia, 2022, if Phil was in his prime, do you think he would have?
I would have put my money on him.
Oh, if Phil was in his prime, I mean, he's winning hands down.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah.
remember watching Phil 2014, 2013. It's like, there's no way he could have. I mean, as good as Kai was, I don't know. It was just like a toss up, but they were just so perfect.
Yeah.
Just
in
his
terms of their
structure.
look and their structure, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think if he comes back like that, game over.
Yeah. I think we're in agreement.
No, I mean, and he knows it too. So I think
Yeah.
he's right now thinking, you know what, he's going to weigh it in a business sense as well,
That's what I'm saying. Got to be worth the time.
Yeah, business sense. And is he going to do it for the fans? Who knows? Is he overdoing it for the fans? But he's
But
definitely.
he can make money. He can make money through endorsements, probably, right? Merch, like
Phil's
whatever.
comeback would be
You know what I mean?
nothing but
It's gonna be
great
huge.
financially, promotionally for him, everything. So
We want to see the gift.
yes,
back on
it wouldn't be a,
stage.
a
Dominate.
bad.
Should come back.
Yes, more pros and cons there.
All right. So next thing I want to talk about it. So we're getting so many comments on this podcast. Every time we post a picture of you, people are just going crazy. They're saying you in like greatest shape. For somebody who's not in the competition mode, like, you know what I mean? That's what
Yeah.
people are saying.
I mean,
How do you do this? They want to know how you do this.
quite bloated though, but I don't know. I think I eat less and just maintain.
You're still jacked.
No, I stopped going the crazy heavy. I mean, once you figure out how to manipulate the certain exercises and weights, and
Right.
you don't do those type of injuries you did before. I mean, there's a lot of stuff we learn through our mistakes, but just maintaining right now. Again, I'm 235, 240. I'm not the usual 275, 280 that I was.
When you
but,
look at the pictures of bodybuilders when they stop competing, right? And I think it's like a YouTube video, so you know what I mean, before and after. And almost 9 times out of 10, it's like a completely different person. Like you look at, they look like they haven't even been like ever. You know what I mean? Like that.
no, I know what you mean, and I seen it too.
But you, not you, the opposite of that. You and Kai are the only people I think that like maintained a bodybuilding physique after no longer competing. You know what I mean?
Well, for me, it's my sanity. I mean, I have to do it. I have to do it regardless. As long as you have health, I think you should always do it. You know, again, obviously we did it to be competitive and so forth, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's always been our lifestyle.
Right.
So to stop because there's no more, shows, it's, you're just stopping something that you always
But
done.
others somehow stop.
Yeah, they stop. I think they have different approaches. Again, I mean, they probably have other businesses, successful businesses. I mean, and family life. A lot of people, devote a lot of times to their family, like I do. But again, like my clients, I don't do personal training. I train with my friends, so it's different, and it obligates me, and it makes me feel better doing it that way.
There's got to be the diet too, though.
The diet is I eat the same. I eat the same all year
Healthy,
round. I eat the
healthy.
same. Yeah, I don't have fun. I'm like the worst to try different kinds of foods or anything. If it has mayo, just put mayo on it. Onions, I won't eat it. Not this. Onions are good though for you, but it's just I eat so basic that it's just.
So you don't bulk anymore.
There's no bulking. There's no.
That's one of the questions that we received. I asked Victor, how to properly bulk without like getting super fat.
Yeah, like,
fat in general.
exactly. So it's a main topic, obviously, in Generation 9 often is, and especially from someone like you who's a professional, knows, obviously the details to bulking.
Yeah.
What is a good timing for bulking? How long does bulking take? What do you recommend in terms of timeline? And when is it enough?
I say, a lot of times when guys, compete in bodybuilding, they do the 6 meals. When they're off season, they try to continue doing the 6 meals. And I thought to myself, when I used to do it, it was basically 6 meals competing, 4 meals
If you're not competing.
off season, because you want to, have less frequent meals, so you can bulk up. So if guys follow this routine, I think it works best. But also not binging so much on the bad foods, on the fried food. Do I eat them? Yes, but not so often. So when you're having all these bad meals constantly and you're off season and you go way off, meaning not training enough,
Right.
too many days off,
To get super fat.
yeah, you get fat. So I believe in having the calorie intake, but also just do your workouts that day. If you're gonna, work out that day, you're gonna do legs, eat your fried chicken that day. Yeah, eat your burgers.
That's gonna be the headline. Eat the fried chicken.
Yeah, eat it.
Unlike
The headline on the episode.
No, calories. You're working out. You're burning. Your body's utilizing it. So it helps.
I have a question as a bodybuilder, right? Because you ate like 6 meals portioned out. And how many calories typically you would eat when you used to compete? Like
Probably
typically.
like 3,500.
3,500 a day, right?
Wow.
What if instead of breaking it down into 6 meals, you do one huge meal?
That's what I like, having the bigger meals, less frequent. Metabolism is not going so damn
You need
fast.
that. You need to break it down, right?
And plus, the cardio, if you are going to do something, it's not going to be fat-burning cardio. It's more like circulation and just, again, just so you can get
So
a
you
good
need to
rhythm.
break, no matter what, you got to break it down.
Yeah, you have to at least, instead of every 3 or 2 hours, you do like 4.
But for regular
5
like
hours.
person that's not competing, right? From what I hear, for digestion, it's actually good to have less food, right? Like you eat like 1 big meal, 2 big meals, maybe. No.
2, I think, man, I mean,
No,
can you
not good.
gain genetically? That will have to go into genetics now.
Not. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because I know some guys that can have 2 meals and easily,
Absolutely.
build that muscle. So they process food differently. So
Right.
it varies from person to person. So that's why when I work with my clients, I can't give them, a routine or the same diet as the next person.
You gotta.
know?
You gotta. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's that, learning how the food affects them, when, and that look. Because my main goal is I don't want these guys eating more meals and their stomach is already here. So I lower their meals.
What
How
are
do
the
you
side
feel
effects to bulking? Like, do you get, what I mean? Like, what are the side effects to bulking too much?
Unwanted body fat, and it's too much pasta. Too much pasta, too much fried food. So it's unwanted body fat. And again, when you're bulking and you're still competing, you're not seeing the quality muscle you're building. You know,
Sure,
so
sure.
that can go
So
the
when you
wrong
start
way.
cutting down, you lose all that. And then you
Yeah,
become skinny,
so
basically.
that's you bulk too fast is no good, because how much of that was actually, you know, quality? And most people, that's the problem. They go up to about 270, 280, then they're competing at like
Wow,
240.
that's a lot of weight, man.
you
So that's
know.
when you did your bulking. Would you do it like in the beginning of January?
January, man, I think that was party time, man. I don't think it was no January. bulk, you know. No, I think most Januaries I was actually dieting because of the Arnolds.
Oh, okay. Got
Yeah,
it.
the Arnold and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
Got
So
it.
you know, after a while, you have a small window to bulk.
Right. So let's say if you're getting ready for Olympia. Let's say in a normal year, Olympia is in September, right?
Yes.
When would you start bulking?
So let's say I just did the Arnold. Now
Right away.
the Olympia's coming, you know, in the fall. You'll have about May, June
May,
to bulk.
June to bulk.
Yeah,
Got it.
April, May, June.
So 2
Got it.
months.
Got it.
Yeah, April, May, June. If you do it right, I think you have a good amount of muscle mass to really cut down, get in shape for the Olympia.
You mentioned like keeping
5
the
months.
stomach down, right? Have you heard about like a probiotic? I think it's called, right? If you
Yes.
drink it, it somehow does something to you to keep it lean. Is that
It's
true? or
gut
not?
health. It's gut health.
Is it
a
good?
lot of
So-
people, yes. That's why probiotics made it so big over the years.
Oh, okay. So
You
you
know.
take a probiotic while you're bulking.
Yeah, but probiotic, food enzymes.
What does it do exactly, probiotic?
Probiotics give you the healthy, you know.
Something inside, right?
Yeah. Again, and a lot of people with dieting, that's why they usually have problems, you know, when they're dehydrating and then trying to bulk up, fill out for the show. That's why they start having the gut health.
Yeah, it's
you know?
interesting. We actually have
Unhealthy.
some good coverages on probiotics and prebiotics as well in Generation 9. And it's actually pretty interesting to have that complement to it during bulking because a lot of
Yeah.
people don't know that. You know?
They don't know it, and you know, I mean, you want to bulk the right area, but it's not like you can just eat and say, you know, I want it to go here and there. That's why
Because you
you
can't
have,
spot treat it essentially,
you
right?
can't. That's why you need to have enough time to properly digest. So when you had a meal in 2 hours, you're gonna eat again in 2 hours. I'm like, what's the rush? You know. So force feeding, I think, is the worst thing you can do to bulk, because now you're forcing your body to do something that it's not gonna do.
Well, doing a clean bulk is much more difficult because eating
Oh,
clean
always.
is like you don't want to eat that.
No,
you know what I mean?
always. That's why, you know, eat the fried chicken. You know, the
That's what we're getting out
lasagnas,
of
you
this
know, the lasagnas, the you know, arroz con pollo, you know, the asado, everything, you know. You just don't, you know, neglect yourself from having all those meals. You know, it's not like not everybody's a vegan. That's,
Right.
you know, now it makes it, you know, way harder for you now. But you could do it. You could do it in a good way, but like, give your time to digest.
Have you ever done prep just on fish?
I have just on fish.
Is that the year that you almost won the Olympia?
No, that's the year I got my ass kicked.
Don't eat fish,
You
more
know,
fried chicken.
No, I mean, I did 50% fish. And that was in 07, 50% fish. And it was Orange Ruffy was my favorite, you know. Just don't wear white underwear. You know, it's just
That's the year you came into.
aside from the skids, you know, you're going to have some leakage, man.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's like weird, and I didn't know it until, you know, I would hear Flex Wheeler talk about it, and I was like, "What is
Wow.
this?" I'm like, and you start thinking, "Who the hell did I bang?"
Oh my god.
Oh, wow. Interesting. I had no idea.
But,
So,
yeah,
no,
leakage.
so this constantly eating too much fish.
Well, it's certain fish because it's so fine, you know, and it's one of these real oily fishes, so it's natural
salmon?
oil. Yeah, was that?
Salmon?
Salmon is not bad. Again, it's the fatty fish, but it's
Very
good
fatty,
fat.
right?
Yeah, but
I remember Dennis Wolf, we did some kind of interview with him, and he said one year he prepped like mostly on fish.
Yeah.
And he said the muscle wasn't as dense
That's
as it
not
was from
dense,
the steak
yes.
and chicken.
Yes, you
Wasn't
don't have that
density, it was
dense
missing.
muscle. That's why I did 50% fish and the rest
Right,
meat.
right. That's
You know,
interesting.
when I
That's
did all
interesting.
fish, again, it's just your muscles get that weird, mushy, not dense look. You're doing fish and eggs, and it's
So,
not
what would you
fun.
say? What's a good ratio from meat and fish during the week, or for like a 7-day week?
I would have to say, if you're eating 6 meals, you can do about 2 meals of fish. Even if you're not reaching that peak, that goal definition, and you know.
What made you eat prep on fish? You just wanted to change it up?
It was when I first did fish, they had told me to do all 6 meals, and I was 21. I was doing Atlantic States, kicked my ass, And I said, no, but I did look good, but I just wasn't filled up. So
Right.
when I decided to do it again, which was I think it was 2003, then no, it was actually sooner than that. Yeah, I mean, going back, man, you're taking me too far back, Vlad. So, yeah, when I got my ass kicked, it was all fish. When I did, again, fish meals, it was in 97. Then I just started adding 2 meals of fish before bed. That way you don't go to bed with this, or
full.
steak, fish, steak, chicken. So when you ate the fish, you got up every morning, you always saw yourself leaner.
Yeah, that's very true. I feel the same way every time I eat fish the next day.
No, and I remember my friend Kenny Jones, he goes, Vic, I know the secret to dieting. Fish. That's what he used to say. All right, fish, but what? How much? How? When?
Right.
Fish and chips.
Yeah, so it's...
So you think that if you're like classic physique, you eat a little bit more fish and then physique more fish? How does it work?
It peels you down. It peels you down. For the nationals, when I did fish, I remember I had 7 weeks to do the nationals.
Okay.
I only gave myself 7 weeks because, people were just getting in my way. And so when I did the nationals, I remember the last 2 weeks, because I was so behind, I did fish for about 5 meals.
Wow.
But that was fish with and I think the only fat source were like cashews and almonds.
Wow.
So I achieved it again, but I was young.
Yeah. You ever done a keto diet?
I do partial keto, and it does work. I had to do it in
leaning out?
2006, yeah,
to lean
because
out?
in 05 I had gotten so overweight.
05?
Yeah, I got so overweight. I got up to like 295, and
Wow.
I
How
had
was
to
that?
do keto. It's uncomfortable, man.
Right, had to.
The worst. You just feel like a fat bastard, even though most
you're
people
jacked,
see
yeah.
you. Yeah, it was just uncomfortable.
Interesting.
Take 2 steps, you out of breath.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's not good. Well,
So what about next topic? Actually, people want to know about the alcohol consumption.
yeah,
If
what would
you-
go ahead.
alcohol consumption? Because we all drink, right? I mean, but coming from your perspective.
Well, I mean, we
We
meet a lot
all
of people that
drink.
don't drink, and that's
Yeah.
a good
People don't
thing.
drink,
Obviously.
But this is for
a
those who
lot
do
of-
drink.
Right. A lot of
Man.
people want to know, what would you recommend in terms of do's and don'ts for alcohol? What is your go-to? What is an alcohol that you think would create more?
My go-to
I guess the biggest
alcohol
problem-
is, does it have alcohol? That's good enough for me, But yes, there's a preference. So if you want to get all fancy and all that, the Macallans and all that. But bulking and alcohol, it varies from person to person.
That's true. Yeah.
And it's like steroids and impotence. Steroids and not having kids. It varies from person to person.
Different genetics.
Genetics
for the
play a big
consumption,
part.
right?
Yeah. I know some full-blown alcoholics that have beaten guys left and right.
But they're empty
What?
essentially.
What's their names?
Or essentially,
I
they're
can't say names. I just call them alcoholics.
Remember that story from the Ronnie Coleman movie when he was losing?
Yeah.
They were doing it on a road or something, and then suddenly he had a drink. Kevin Levrone gave him like some vodka.
Give
or
him that
something, and
little
then boom, he
secret.
won.
Yup. Have some whiskey. Have some
that
wine.
was
and
then
that
he started dominating after that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
blew him out the box with his own freaking advice.
Maybe that's what he does. Maybe Ronnie every day, not every day, but like right before prep starts, he just takes a couple of shots. Of
Ronnie was just a different genetic freaking freak. So
Maybe for his genetics it works somehow, and you know what I mean.
that's, I'm telling you, I seen guys that could drink and they look like they never worked out.
Like Chul
The
Soon.
protein doesn't
Oh no, Chul Soon.
metabolize.
Oh my God.
I'm saying he's the opposite. This guy, we spent two weeks with him in
Korea.
Korea. I mean, this guy can drink like a beast.
Every night. Every
Probably
night.
drinks more than anybody I've ever seen in the fitness bodybuilding industry.
I like
And
to
he looks
challenge him on
amazing.
that. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Victor, that was crazy. I mean, he was drinking like some whiskey and then soju. They drink soju over there,
Yeah.
which is like a kind of like a rice wine. You know what I mean?
Oh, of course.
But like a lot.
Yeah, but
Yes,
people are gonna
that
say
rice
that-
wine is good, man. That's like tequila almost. That rice wine.
Well, people are gonna say
It's weaker than tequila.
no. I mean, yeah, the alcohol content is small, so people are gonna
Yeah.
probably
17%.
comment on this podcast, be like, "What are you guys talking? You guys don't know what you're talking about." But it has small contents of alcohol.
But there's a lot of it.
However, he does still drink whiskey and everything else.
Yeah, he would do like a bottle of whiskey. Like let's say we sit down at dinner, right? A bottle of whiskey,
Yeah.
and then like bottles of soju, like I mean, like
That's
10
nice,
bottles of
man.
soda.
I like to meet him and hang out for a bit.
You should
know?
meet him.
But,
Korean
now,
culture.
now the question is though.
Korean culture is dope.
No, but
Yeah,
look,
they love to party.
no, I love it. I love it. And, you know, I live in small Koreatown, you know, in New Jersey. So, yeah, love the hangouts there. You know, they're great. But he drinks a lot. The question is, does he handle it well? Is he,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah,
that's
he
that's
He
a
does.
drinker right
He doesn't
there.
get like
does.
drunk under the table. He
See,
still
that's-
maintains, and then he goes to the gym the next day and just like
See that's
beast.
good drinking right there because
Yeah.
I hate when somebody says, "Yeah, I could drink," then you drink
it's
with
just
them and they're just sloppy. They do the 360, and I'm like,
yeah.
"This is a different
No,
person
he was
now."
Completely, yeah. He's completely like straight. you know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
like my
So-
cousin, man. I don't know who the other person is. He drinks,
It's
you
well,
know?
that's what it is. They call it a spirit for a reason, right? So it's like spirits.
But
Take
as
over
far
you.
as physique wise, right? Is it
Yes.
better? Is one liquor better than the other as far as sugar content and all that stuff, or is it always the same thing?
I mean, it's sugar, alcohol, sugar.
Sugar,
At the end of the day, so that's why it's very tricky. Is it bad for you if you're one of those people? Yes, you're not gonna make the gains. Again, you're not gonna eat the food because you're not gonna stay on schedule. You know, you're gonna miss the workout the next day, or you're too dehydrated the next day, where you're not gonna get a good workout.
Right.
So
There's
it
a-
does
there's a
have
good
its.
point. There's a
bad
big
effects.
controversy. Like I think it was like 5 years ago. Somebody in I forgot what the name of it was. Somebody made protein vodka.
I
And
know, I
that
had
company got
some.
sued and like it was all BS from what I understand. And they got like.
I
Have you
mean-
heard about that?
I
Protein
mean,
vodka?
sure, I drank it for the protein. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, that was
You
actually-
said vodka.
think
You
I
had me
know-
at vodka.
I think I know what you're talking about. I think they were like a sponsor for the Arnold after party one year. Or
Yes,
something
But
like
there was no
that.
protein in the vodka at all.
Right,
It was just
right.
so like it was like BS.
Right.
I don't know. I met the young lady. She sponsored the Tampa Pro, and she had the.
Oh, so you know about this company?
I mean, there was one before. I think it was pushed by the Situation. Was it?
Yes. The situation from
Don't know
MTV.
how the hell I remember that.
Yes. You're right. Yes.
Yeah, but it
a
was
big
one
scandal.
pushed by him, and then there was the other one. When I remember when I saw the girl, I'm like, "Oh, is this the one with the Situation?" She said, "No, it's her home." So you know,
She claimed to put protein in the vodka.
again, you know, it's vodka, so I don't really care about the protein, you know.
That's true.
I mean, really, you're gonna have protein, drink a protein shake, you know.
It seems like kind of a scam. And speaking of scams, let's get into the next.
Oh boy, oh
So
boy.
bodybuilding NFTs and rug pulls in bodybuilding, do they exist?
So far, not yet. Could they? Maybe again, because NFTs is tricky. You know, it all started first with cryptocurrencies, obviously, and then it switched over in pandemic to NFTs, which I think the monkey one failed. Right? Did it? I don't know.
No, I
Boring Ape Club.
No, they're still going. I mean, I think that there's hacks now, a lot of hacks going on. in
Yeah,
that
they
industry.
are.
But what is happening with Crypto Zoo and all these other things with Logan Paul, there's like all these people coming down on them and all these NFT, Ponzi schemes, so to speak. People are asking or people are claiming that there are some bodybuilding NFTs out there that are essentially Ponzi's or schemes, and people don't trust them. So, like everything, right? There's a lot of, schemes. There's a lot of
Always.
people trying to make money,
Well,
right?
let's
So it's
explain to the audience what we mean. So basically, what a lot of celebrities do, right, is they drop this NFT, right? They promise you that if you buy into that NFT, it's going to go up in value. So a lot of people buy into it, they're fans, and then they sell their shares, and then the whole thing just collapses because
So
nobody
pump
wants
and dump.
Pump and
Pump
dump,
and dump, like a
That's
rug-
what
big
we're
rug
talking about. So
Pump and dump, the same as any other stocks. Again, I think the only way, and I
Like, what do you
couldn't
think
say
about-
the
yeah.
only way.
yeah.
But
What do you think of like Ronnie? Ronnie has an NFT, I believe, and then also Jay Cutler has an NFT.
See, but those are the big dogs of bodybuilding. So if I was gonna do any or buy or invest in it, I think I would go with Ronnie or Jay. But if you want to go with, last place Mr. Olympia in 1997 doing NFT, then because they hold value based on their promotions.
it comes down to how many people they can convince
Yes.
to buy into the
Yes.
situation. You know what I mean?
So I think people are smart now. Again, if you have that quick money, fast money making scheme, and the person obviously doesn't have, the business sense, it's gonna fail.
Well, I think I think I wouldn't say the opposite, but I think that if you're willing to lace sports nutrition products, you're willing to scam people in NFTs with bodybuilding.
I know, man. And so, guys, I mean, it's that catch-22, You don't want to miss the boat. You want to catch it, but now you're like, man.
You want to catch it right at the beginning and then
yes.
get out.
Yeah, get out.
Because the definition of a policy.
Get out. It's like,
that is
everybody.
And that is not financial advice.
No financial.
There's never going to be financial advice on this
No,
show.
none of that. I mean, look at the crypto.
But the Logan Paul, thing, he got accused, I think last week, of doing a scam by releasing a collection of NFTs called CryptoZoo.
Yeah.
Since then, he made a response saying no, he never did a pump and dump. He never sold his shares of the company or whatever. And that is basically he got messed over by some people. So it's an ongoing thing.
So he only knew what he knew again, and he's a target. He's a target. He's got money. He's got people chasing him down. And somebody probably caught him and sold him the whole idea. So it's like people are selling bad juice that they don't know.
But you know what happens with celebrities a lot of the times? Like, it's not they the ones doing it. Somebody comes to them like, listen, I have this idea, team up with me, and let's make this thing happen. I'm not saying that's what Logan Paul did at all, but I'm saying that's what usually happens. And
again, he's caught up with so many business deals, and somebody comes in as cunning and they get into your whole circle.
Right.
They convince you. Now, the problem with that is when he says he didn't know, but he's in it, he's the biggest one to blame.
Because he's the face of it.
He's the face of it,
exactly.
Yeah.
I think it's just, just a matter of time, until people find out whether bodybuilding NFTs are.
Due diligence. That's the only thing you can do for anything. Due diligence, research, find out, ask questions, and don't be so quick.
I think 99.99% of all NFTs are complete bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yes, of course.
Unless there's only going to be a few ones that are going to hold the value somehow, but the rest of them are just,
I mean, look at the coins. I think
same with crypto, exactly, same exact thing.
I think Colombia had Meat Daily or something. It was called that crypto coin. People made so much money. All within 1 year, it created, went up, dump. I think these people escaped over to Spain or somewhere with millions.
And they left to Dubai somewhere. They escaped.
They escaped.
Never get them.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if you look at 2020 and 2022, 2021 specifically, you see all these influencers in the bodybuilding industry that I can name right now, and I'm sure many of people in the comments can name them. You guys know them. Feel free to name them. They were pumping a lot of coins. And I'm talking about a lot of shit coins.
Like promoting them.
I mean, promoting them hard. So you start to, and the reason why I say that is that you start to see all these celebrities now getting sued. From Tom Brady with FTX. All these huge influencers and celebrities and NBA players and stars getting sued. What will happen to bodybuilding influencers and fitness influencers? You can say same thing will happen. It's just a matter of time.
Are the consumers just gullible, you think? Are people just
They are. See, I don't feel bad for the Tom Bradys or the other guys. They have money to lose. Now, when it goes into bodybuilding,
regular people.
I mean, it's the smaller people.
Right.
You got to feel bad for because they're just looking for the opportunity.
Right.
And we don't need any more bad press within bodybuilding NFTs or anything of the sort. So we get enough freaking shit, Yeah. I mean, anybody dies from any sport, it's whatever, feel bad. Bodybuilding, steroids, you deserve it. You're asking for it. So NFTs is the last thing we need to be also one of these culprits to give us a bad name in the industry.
Would you advise all the bodybuilders not to do NFTs?
Again, I wouldn't. Isn't that financial advice?
I guess, okay.
But I don't know. Each his own. I mean, Jay's a businessman. He does good business. If you're gonna invest in NFTs, go with Jay's, go with Ronnie's. I'm sure he's keeping a close eye on it. And but other than that, and again, it's just it's all on you guys. I'm not telling you what to do. Hey guys, hope you like this episode. Tune in next week. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. See you next week.